At last, the moment you've all been waiting for. Welcome to the Roman Field in Perthshire, Scotland. So this is not Albert's Bull Field, this is our Roman site that has now produced, over the last 20 odd years, over 140 Roman silver denarii. And it was deep ploughed last year for potatoes for the first time in 5 years, and it's turned up more than a dozen Roman silver denarii. So we're hoping somewhere out there is a deep hoard that is just being clipped by the top of the tractor. And Mr. Cleggy very kindly lent me this machine, which is a White's TM808. It's old technology. Unfortunately, it doesn't have any discrimination. It'll pick up any kind of metal, but most importantly, it'll pick up big metal at depth, potentially up to 20 feet. Now, hopefully, anything that's in there is hopefully going to be 2 or 3 feet at most. At most. I hope so for my sake. So, I've got both machines. I've got the XP DS2 and I've got the TM808. So let's go and see what we can find. Well, welcome back to the fields of Perthshire. Well, I'm sure you've all been looking forward to this, and this is going to be one of these days where I'm either going to be covered in glory or I'm going to look like a complete idiot. But we live in hope that it is not me looking like a complete idiot. So the plan is I'm going to walk around with the TM808. I'm going to see if I get a signal. If I get a signal, I'm going to cross-check it with the XP DS2. First of all, to see if it's too deep, that my machine doesn't pick it up. And also, if it's not too deep, to try and gauge whether or not it's an iron target or something else. So, based on that, I'm then going to dig. But the biggest problem I've got is I can't have any metal work within about 6 feet of this machine, ideally. So I'm going to have to use a tripod, which I'm using just now, and a lot of muscle, because I'm probably going to have to dig quite a few holes. So let's see how we get on. It's only taken me 15 minutes and I have got my first diggable target. Now, I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear it or not, but basically right about there, and I've been over it with the DS2 and turn that off. I've been over it with the DS2 and it's shown up absolutely nothing. So it's deep, probably going to be at least 12 or 15 inches down. Only one way to find out where are the guys when I need them, honestly. Well, thankfully it didn't take all that much digging, and because the field has just been very recently ploughed, it was actually relatively comfortable to do. 14 inches down, that is a piece of flat iron. So, not particularly old, and probably a piece off of a plough. But it was deep, albeit it was iron, and technically it's junk. We've got another one here. So hopefully you can hear that. So it seems to be about there, I would say. Turn that off. So I'll go over it with the XP DS2, see if it's giving out anything. Where's my detector? Over here. Sorry, I got that much stuff to carry around. So I'm on program 3, sensitive full tones as usual, and nothing at all. Right, so let's get that out of the way, and I think we can start digging. Just try to hide in behind these trees because it's pretty windy. I'm just trying to get a bit of shelter As you can hear, I had to dig quite far for that. But we've got a relic. We've got, look at this. I've got an axe. I've got an axe head. I don't know if it's the one that Robert the Bruce used to hit Henry de Bohun on the head in 1314 at the Battle of Bannockburn and kill him, cleave his head in two. But that is 100% an axe, and that is a big, heavy axe. My God, that is heavy. I mean, that weighs, well, it weighs a lot. It probably weighs about 3 or 4 pounds, a kilo and a half, something like that. Maybe even pushing on for a couple of kilos. So there, ladies and gents, is an axe. That was quite deep. It was about, as I say, I think it was about 14 or 15 inches. I didn't actually measure, but just probably beyond the depth of my detector. But there you go, that is what they call big iron. How old is it? Well, unfortunately, I don't think it dates to the era of King Robert the Bruce. But, 100 years, 200 years possibly. I mean, let me know in the comments below. And the sun's coming out just to show it off. Well, it's a find. At least I've dug something. Okay, I've decided to mix it up a little bit because I've dug five pretty deep holes so far, and all I've found is big lumps of iron, flat iron. So just to give me a bit of a break, seeing as I'm on my own, I'm just going to metal detect for a while, see if we can winkle out any finds, and I'll probably come back to the hoard hunter in a wee while. We could have a coin, and it could be a silver coin because it's a lovely tone. $89.90. Well, there's maybe actually a little bit of an iron signal there as well. So let's see what happens. Oh, we're out. There is an iron signal down there. I can still hear it. So the XP did well to separate the two. Now let's see. Now on the distance, I could see a figure and I thought it was maybe, one of my compatriots, but I don't think it is. I think it's a dog walker. We got a penny. We got a penny of, upside down. It's Gorgeous George again. My God, you must all be sick of the sight of this guy. He keeps on coming. What a beautifully toned coin though. Beautifully toned. So we should get a date off that, no problem at all. Let's get the bendy thumb on it. Sometime 1920s. 1929. So there you go. 10 years before the start of World War II. Well, for Britain at least. So, 1 penny. It's a beautiful coin. Lovely colour, lovely tone. And, yeah, very nice. Is it me, or is his head smaller than normal? Maybe it's just my imagination. But he ruled from 1910 to 1936. So he was the grandfather of the late Queen Elizabeth II. Great, always nice to get a coin, especially one as nice as that. Well, I gave it another hour there with a hoard hunter, and other than that axe head, all that I've had is just junk. I focused on these bits here. You see how we've got this sort of line of stone in the field, and then it stops right here and turns at a right angle and goes off in that direction. So I focused around this area just to see if there was maybe an old road or trackway or something. But an hour and 5 minutes, and just a couple of bits of iron, and that's it. So I'm going to go back to the XP Deus 2 for a while, and then I'll maybe come back to the hoard hunter after. Got a wee chirpy signal just here. 76. Worth a go. Let's take a wee spadeful out and see what happens. Still doesn't sound amazing, to be honest, but let's see what we've got. Maybe a wee button. Something small anyway. Nope. 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 Ah, I must have had it. There it is there. I think it is a wee button. I'll tell you what, it might be a wee Roman. It is. It's a little Roman coin. You beauty. Get my wee toothbrush out. You beauty. It's in really good condition. Got a bit of sand on it. Well, there are some little figures on the back there. Have we got a nice head? Don't worry, this is a very gentle brush. We've got a very big head there actually. Almost takes up the whole of the coin. Oh, it's a beauty. That is a beauty. That is a little 4th century Roman coin. Probably from Constantine, the usual sort of date, around 310, 340, 370. That's the sort of standard date that these coins tend to come from. We've had literally hundreds, if not over 1,000 of these coins off this field in varying condition over the years. But a little 4th century coin. You've got a couple of figures on the back standing next to what looks a little bit like a totem pole, which is actually a little like a standard, you know, like the sort of the legionary standards, the eagles that they had on staffs. So there you go. I think it's something like Victory Republici or something like that is the name of the coin. It's basically showing the strength of Rome, the power of Rome. Because coins were not just about spending; they were your way of spreading the word about the power of the Roman Empire. Brilliant. Happy with that. Always nice to get a Roman coin. Okay, well, it was nice to get a little 4th century Roman. Time to give it another go with the old TM808. Let's see how we get on. Okay, we've got another digger. It's taken half an hour to get another digger. But we've got another digger and it's coming through on the XP Deus 2. I can just pick it up. It's a very, very faint 72, 75. So that's telling me it's probably not iron, and it's also somewhere probably in the top 12 inches, give or take. I mean, it could be deep iron, because sometimes deep iron, particularly flat iron, can be picked up as a non-ferrous or non-iron target, but there's only one way to find out. Well, you're not going to believe this, but I think I've found a sword, or a bit of a sword. I actually think I have dug up a bit of a sword. Right, the big hoard hunter's off, so I can bring you in a bit closer. Wait a sec, I just need to adjust the legs on the tripod. Right, do you see that? Right there. Long. Well, clearly it must be broken if it's a sword, but it's green. And it bloody well is. I think it is. Look at that. Look at that. I think it's a Bronze Age sword. It is. I don't believe it. It's the tip of a sword. Oh my god. My god. Let me get my spray bottle. I might need a... In fact, there's a stream. There's a stream over at my side. I'm going to go to the stream. Look at that. That is a sword. It's a tip of a sword. Now, this is actually the same field that produced the axe head 2 years ago. In fact, I just today put up a video, a little short of it. That is a sword. That is a goddamn sword. That is a bronze sword. It's heavy. It actually looks like it feels sharp. That was about, I would say about 12 inches down, maybe even only 10. And I think it was actually in the ground like that. It was almost straight down because I saw it in the side of the wall. So it was actually in the wall there. It's lucky I didn't hit it with a spade. But that is a sword. The man who went to find a Roman coin hoard, and instead he's found a sword. Right, I'm going to go and wash this. I'll be back to you in a minute. Well, what do you reckon to that? Look at that. That is, look, it's a bloody sword. Look, you can see the raised bit down the middle. And I tell you, it's actually fairly sharp. Well, it's not exactly going to cut something, but it's not blunt. Look at that. It's got a fantastic green, it's almost aquamarine blue colour to it, but it's bronze, it's made of bronze. Look at the state of that. That is unbelievable. Look at it. Well, I don't have much to say. I'm pretty lost for words, to be honest. I mean, it has to be Bronze Age, which means it's going to be, what, before 800 BC and maybe 2000 BC. So, I mean, it could be 3,000 or 4,000 years old. I mean, there is an outside chance it is actually a spear tip rather than a sword. But I think it looks maybe a bit more sword-like to me, but I've never found one before, so I've got no idea. This is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Right, over to you all. I mean, that is not what I was expecting to find. I was hoping for a big pot of Roman silver coins. But it just shows you. Bloody hell. Cannot believe it. Wait until the boys see this. And this has been the strangest of days. I came out with a hoard hunter. This is all the stuff that I'm having to carry about with me. So I've got the big hoard hunter, I've got this sling, which is where the tripod goes, I've got my gimbal on top. I've also then got my DS2 and my spade. I had to carry all this for about 1/4 of a mile because I can't get a car even close to the field. And then I come out to find a hoard, a Roman silver hoard, and I managed to find an axe head and a sword. And the axe head is fairly modern, I think, but the sword, I think, is probably going to be 3,000 years old, or maybe even more. And then another amazingly weird thing happens. Albert phoned like half an hour ago, 40 minutes ago, to say that he was coming out. And I thought to myself, well, I'll see him in an hour, maybe 2. He was here in about 7 minutes. And I didn't even realise until he phoned me. I was just detecting away in the corner, the sun behind me. And he phoned. And I thought, this is him phoning to say, oh, I'm not here yet, or I'm going to be late. No, he was phoning to say he'd been on the field for half an hour and he's found his first ever Roman silver coin. So I'm the one with a bloody hoard hunter trying to find the Roman silver, and he's the one who's found the Roman silver coin. So he's about 500 metres away from me. So I'll make my way in that direction and let's see what he's got. Well, folks, I can see from 10 metres away the smile on his face, the jammy swine that he is. Look at all these footprints that he's leaving in this lovely ploughed field. Now, on my way to Albert, just a few metres away from him, look, I got this old bit of pottery. So, could it be Roman? If it is, then the base of it's about of that size. We could probably get a lot of silver coins in that. So let me know in the comments. But here he is, Mr. Nugget, Mr. Bull Finder. Now he says he's got himself Roman silver, and he has as well. And it's a beauty. That is a Roman silver denarii. It's got a lovely tone to it, and it's a familiar face. I can just make out the letters MMODV. So that would say Commodus. And I think I could tell straight away it was Commodus because he's got this wee shaggy beard, which most other emperors in that period tend not to have. So Commodus, that would be, well, we've had other coins of Commodus off this field. And the latest Roman silver we've ever had off this field was from Septimus Severus, which was about 210, 211 AD. So Commodus is featured quite a number of times, and I think he ruled around about 180 AD, give or take. So I got a Commodus, I think, in amongst that group of 5. Pete also got a Commodus, or did he get an Antoninus Pius? I can't remember now, but either way, it's Roman, it's silver. I'm the one who's supposed to be finding the Roman silver with a hoard hunter, and little jammy swine here goes and pulls it out the bag. So that's a cracker. Really good condition. Depth-wise,
surface.
Practically on the surface apparently. But that's to be expected after it gets ploughed and then gets a bit of rain on it. So well done, Albert. On the back, it looks like maybe virtue or victory. I think it's victory. No, in fact, maybe it isn't. Maybe it's justice, because it looks like they've got a little set of scales hanging off that hand. And on this side, a cornucopia, which is the horn of plenty. And at their feet, a little globe, I think. So there you go. We should be able to identify that to the exact year, I would think. That is a beauty. Albert's first ever Roman silver coin. What a jammy person he is. A huge gold nugget, a bronze bull, and now a Roman silver. Didn't want to steal Albert's thunder there, so I just let him have a couple of minutes with his wee silver coin before I showed him my my little find, which seems to be getting greener and greener since I pulled it out the ground.
Oh,
it's almost blue in places. So there you go. Is it a sword? Is it a spear? What do you reckon?
I think spear.
You think it's a spear?
Maybe spear.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's quite narrow, isn't it?
Narrow for a sword.
Yeah, but then maybe that's why it broke. So there you go. So look at that. On guard. So there you go. So I reckon 3,000 or 4,000 years old, maybe. But unfortunately, it's not intact. But it's definitely going bluer. I maybe shouldn't have washed it, because I washed it in the stream. I should have maybe just left it dry. Exposing it to water might have been not a good idea, but hey ho. There you are. What a day. What a day, Mr. Albert. Surface find, but that is a big nail, isn't it? Handmade. It's got that square shape to it. But I doubt it's Roman. But you never know. What a day. Another great day. Well, the hoard hunter, it's hard work. I mean, there's no doubt about it. You don't get a lot of quality footage when you're using it, which is why I chopped and changed just to mix things up a little bit. To be honest, I was expecting lots and lots of deep targets, but there weren't very many at all. I think I maybe dug 6 or 7 holes, all bar one produced iron. I thought I would have hit, tin cans, aluminium cans at depth, but not to be, which I'm not complaining about, to be honest. Just expected a little bit more action. But I did get the axe head, albeit not particularly old. And then when I was flipping on to metal detecting, got the George V penny, 1929 I think it was, and the 4th century Roman. But star of the show for me, look at that. Look at that. What we now think could be a spear, but I'm still not 100%. Maybe it could be a sword. Design flaw, that's why it broke. But whether it was broken intentionally, whether it was broken in battle, I really don't know. But either way, that is a very, very nice little find. We'll have another wee look at Albert's first ever Roman silver, and as he just pointed out there, that's him had ancient gold, silver and bronze. His gold nugget, 2017, valued at over £70,000. His bronze bull, just on Friday the 13th of January, which was probably going to date to a couple of hundred BC, and potentially he's over £10,000. But and lastly, he got his first ever silver Roman today, which probably isn't worth £10,000, but you never know. We'll have a look at that in a minute. I'll get right back to you. Right, here's Albert's find. He's got himself a threepenny bit, a threepence or a threepence, which is probably going to be George VI, I think, or Queen Elizabeth II, one of the two, but it's pretty toasty. Star of the show though, look at that. He's got himself a little silver denarii of the Emperor Commodus. I think he's rubbing it against stuff in his pocket because it's looking shinier, but still beautiful. Probably dates to about 180 AD. So how about that? So if you like what you've seen, if you're not already subscribed, then hit the button, and hopefully we'll see you on the next dig. Thanks for watching, and take care.